Well, isn't this different? Facebook is down from what I hear. So I decided I would go live to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube instead. Let's see. I'm just going to go to Facebook. I believe it is downtown. Yes, it is not coming up. Very interesting, isn't that? So we will do this live to YouTube. That's it. We'll start in 1 minute at 1 o'clock. We go live every Monday at 1 o'clock, normally on Facebook, of course, but hey, you've got to be adaptable in this world. I see WhatsApp and Facebook are both down, I believe. Very interesting that they would go down. Probably not a good thing that they are down, but I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you are joining me. So we will just keep it going here for a second longer and we'll see what the heck is going on in trucking this past week and what does the future look like, at least for 1 week. All right, so join me every Monday, 1 o'clock, usually, as I say, on the CVOR Facebook page, but this week we're going live to YouTube, kind of an unscheduled live. So with that, let me now switch it over to here. And there you go. Hi, how are you? Welcome to another episode of The Secrets of Safety Dog, where I normally go live every Monday at 1, with the exceptions of long weekends and things like that. But normally 1 o'clock on the CVOR page on Facebook. But this week Facebook is down, so I'm live here on YouTube. Where would you like to see me live? Would you rather see me live on Facebook or YouTube? Please leave me a comment. And if you get value out of this, please like and subscribe to Safety Dog. All right, so let me change this up a little bit here. I want to get into, well, okay, so there's my Facebook page. The first thing I wanted to cover is, again, the approved ELDs in Canada. We still have only four as of right now. So that is it, 4 ELDs. And again, like I said last week, I've talked to some of the big players in this business, and they all expect that they will be approved one day. All right, let's talk about CVOR just a little bit. And I messed up. Here we go. Could have pulled this over. We are going to talk about CVOR collisions just a little bit. All right, so CVOR collisions. When you have a CVOR, of course, there are 3 major numbers or calculations that they perform, and all 3 of them add together to get to the overall violation rate. And of course, collisions are 40% of that overall violation rate, and they are weighted largely by the number of kilometers that you travel. So please make sure your kilometers are correct. But what I wanted to talk to you specifically about this week is something I haven't addressed before. In the CVOR safety manual that MTO publishes, and I'll give you the link to that in just a minute, they have very specific things that they want you to have in a crash file. So first of all, they want you to have a file. But the incident reporting process and procedures, this is what we're going to look at today. And the drivers need to know what to do. And how do you tell drivers what to do? But you need to have a written procedure. So process or procedure, as the title goes. So the drivers need to know, the company needs to know, and you need to be able to have proof that you told the drivers who to contact in case of an emergency. So many of the smaller companies, of course, you contact the owner. The larger companies, you might contact somebody in safety, or do you phone the insurance company direct? This is up to you, you as a company owner, but you need to spell it out clearly in the process so that your drivers know what to do. The next thing is, of course, document, document, document. You've heard me talk about documentation over and over again. So each crash needs to have a file. Each crash needs to have a file, and in that file you get a driver statement. So you bring the driver in to the office, you sit them down, and this next part depends. Sometimes I get the driver to write out their own statement, or I take the notes, I type it up, and then I give it to the driver to read and then sign. But either way, I'm getting a statement and it's signed, dated and signed by the driver. So you need to have a driver statement. And of course, the results of your investigation. And this is one area that a lot of companies fall down on. They say, hey, Chris, the police investigated it, or the insurance company did it. Yes, that's true. Both of them do the investigation, but the police investigate from the point of view, who am I going to charge, if charges are appropriate, who's going to get charged? And the insurance company investigates from, what happened? Are we liable? Are we going to have to pay money? Well, I want you, the trucking company, to investigate to say what happened, what broke, because I'll bet you don't have a policy that you have collisions. So when you have a collision, that just means that something broke, the driver did something that wasn't appropriate if the collision is deemed to be your fault. So what happened? Why did the driver make this poor choice? And so you need to investigate. And what are the results of your investigation? And of course, get the police report. Most often, this is most easily gotten by contacting your insurance company, because they are likely getting the police report. The police seem to be difficult sometimes to get these reports from all the different jurisdictions that trucking works in. So document, document, document. You need the file, a driver statement, investigation, and a police report at the minimum. And then download the engine. That's what the download is talking about, especially if it's a serious collision or semi-serious. You want to download it. You also want to look at the ELD. What did the ELD tell you? Was the ELD forecasting that this driver was going to have a crash? Does this driver have frequent hard brakes or hard cornering? All this information that is contained in the ELD system, you need to be looking at it long before a crash, but certainly post-crash, you need to be looking at that as well. So that's the website for what I'm about to show you now. I just want to get over to this here. So this is the Commercial Vehicle Operator Safety Manual, and I was under Safety Program, so click on Module 7 and Incident Reporting Processes. This is what I've been talking about today. So you can come right to here, and you can see, by the way, you need to have a record, the day of the week, the time, and the hours. So you need all of this, the hours driven over a period. You need to be downloading and looking at the driver's logbook. They also want you to track age and things like that. So what I have for you, let me grab it. Anybody who wants one of what I am about to show you can just send me an email and I will give this to you. So this is my little thing that I've put together. So here's the incidents. This is more than what the CVOR is asking you for, and more than what DOT or the Americans would ask you for. However, I think it's very handy. As you can see, insurance claim number. That's a good thing to have. The date, the day of the week, all this kind of stuff. And these are all menus that populate. Of course, the driver information. So we got the location of the accident is one main group. The driver information, I'm not going to go over this all piece by piece because you can either see it or you can ask me for a copy of it. Is it CVOR recordable? Yes or no? Fatalities, this is some information. This is what the US really wants to see on there. Was a citation issued? Did your driver get a ticket? DOT recordable. All right, so we won't go through all that, but the cost, did you get a copy of the inspection report? Who was the dispatcher? If you're a larger company, you want to know who the dispatcher is, the description of the type of crash, the dollars involved, and whether the dollars are an estimate or a reserve, because you want to track it from $1. You really do. So if you want a copy of this, and by the way, if you click off the right boxes, it should create a DOT accident register, I'm hoping. And then there's the definitions if you want to look up what a crash is defined as under the federal motor carrier, so under the US. And then I've got the different types of collisions. There are driving a drop-down menu within the thing here. So if you want that, simply send me an email, chris@safetydog.com. I guess I should have made that big, chris@safetydog.com, and I will just say accident register, and I'll send you a copy of that. And I don't harass you too much when I get your email. I think most people would tell you I pretty much leave you alone. So that's it for this week. I really want to thank you for popping in. And hey, we got somebody watching. Let me just switch over to that one. All right, so I do thank you for popping in. Whoever it is somebody still watching? Let me just take a look here. No, I think they're gone now. Whoops, I don't want to do that. There we go. So I thank you for popping in. As I said, Facebook is down. Apparently, WhatsApp is down. So I went live this week on YouTube. The Secrets of Safety Dog, Mondays at 1 o'clock. Give it a thumbs up if you're getting value. Leave me a comment and email me if you want that accident register. All right, that's it for this week. Chris, Safety Dog, is out.